Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie na streamie z The Golden Joystick Awards 2020. Generalnie to oczywiście jest to któraś tam impreza z rzędu, chyba 38 z tego co widzę na oficjalnym streamie. Także trochę już tego było w tamtym roku, chyba oglądano tego w tym roku, kontynuuję tradycję, ale zaczynamy 10 minut wcześniej, dlatego że Cyberpunk wypuściło dzisiaj gameplay z... co ja teraz powiedziałem? Jest nowy gameplay z Cyberpunka na kanałach na PlayStation 5 i na PlayStation 4 Pro. I to sobie teraz obejrzymy jeszcze przed samymi nagrodami, bo one się zaczynają na 10 minut. Gameplay trwa 6 minut i 46 sekund. Witam wszystkich. Oczywiście na razie czekam na Cyberpunka, na konsolę, serwis... O! Ja nie wiem do końca o co chodzi, ale okej. W każdym razie, jak mówię, obejrzymy sobie, dlatego też założyłem koszulkę cyberpunkową i w tle leci Black Dog. Bo i tak nie mam nic lepszego, za co mnie zablokują filmów puścić. Chociaż tak zablokują pewnie film za Golden Joystick Awards. Ja sobie wyciszę tego streama. Dobra, to się zaczyna z 10 minut, także obejrzmy ten gameplay z Cyberpunka. Dlatego, że inaczej możemy się spóźnić. Oczywiście kamerka się wyłączyła. Wyciszmy sobie to, zmieńmy sobie to i lecimy. Whoops.
With Cyberpunk 2077 launching on December 10th, we want to continue to give you a closer look at the game running on console. In this video, we're showing you footage from the very beginning of the game, following the Nomad life path, which is one of 3 you'll be able to pick from.
No i teraz ciekawostka, to z tego co czytałem w newsach, to wyciekło przez tych jakichś tam pewnie pracowników magazynu. W każdym razie to było streamowane gdzieś tam w necie jakby nielegalnie, tak? I dlatego to pokazują.
Red has continued to work on Cyberpunk, addressing bugs and glitches, and enhancing the gameplay and graphics, which will be distributed to all platforms as an update on launch day. And this is how we want you to experience the game.
Boże, ja się boję tego kreatora, spędzę w nim za dużo czasu.
Already includes a great number of those fixes as we work towards bringing the best possible experience on December 10th.
A tutaj Adrian, tak jak przed chwilą powiedziała Holly w tle, Cyberpunk wychodzi 10. Jeżeli się uda, to 9 października już u mnie na kanale będzie pierwszy film. Jeżeli się uda, a jeżeli się nie uda, to będzie 10.
And it's the same for Xbox. And a full next-gen upgrade is coming for free sometime next year.
Właściwie będzie jakiś update jeszcze next-genowy.
You said it was nothing serious when I came in. You said you were sure.
To jest stricte start gry. Chociaż to oczywiście widzieliśmy już gdzieś tam na jakichś poprzednich gameplayach. Tą scenę z samochodem, tu później gliniarz jakiś przyjdzie.
Step aside.
What? Got any idea what to do?
I'm gonna bypass the coupling and rig a hot wire.
Compressor will run on and on. It could seize up.
Did anyone ask your opinion? Okay, let's see what happens.
It's like I was telling you. Not shabby at all. Question's how long it'll last you.
Do you have the manifest from the transport?
Oczywiście dużo rzeczy będzie wycięte. Niestety to jest tylko w Full HD. Że u mnie to nie wygląda za dobrze na monitorze. Oj, mamy...
Making sure.
Boże, jak on się nazywał? Zapomniałem.
We're both professionals, ain't we?
Jackie, o.
Hey, you, sure you've moved contraband before?
Why, are you nervous?
Me? Por favor.
Fajnie, że trochę pokazują jazdy z pierwszej osoby, bo tego mi brakowało na poprzednich gameplayach. Tam Jackie był niepokojąco blisko, jakby w kadrze, ale okej.
Place your weapon here. Now please report to room number 2.
Podejrzewam, że można było tam wejść z bronią, tylko to by miało jakieś konsekwencje na pewno.
Room 2.
Please sit.
Ta scena była na miniaturce, generalnie.
Papers. Is this routine?
It might be. We'll see. What are you transporting?
It's all in there.
You don't believe in no fate. Every day digging the grave. Step in the pit with the stakes. City of dreams, city of gang. You don't believe in no fate.
Okej, to trochę drewnianie wyglądało teraz ta przejażdżka.
Like any other, just bigger.
No, mano. Not just any other city.
I to teraz działa na PlayStation 4. Nie zwróciłem mu na uwagi, kiedy było PlayStation 5.
Legends are born here.
O, teraz widać. No trochę to ładniej w deszczu jednak wygląda. Jakieś refleksy powinny być ładniejsze. Trochę mam wrażenie oświetlenia też więcej. I przede wszystkim jest więcej NPC-ów na next genach. Ale miasto jest jednak puste. Bardzo mało samochodów.
Check it out, V. Shit's going down.
You look like your average bust.
These ain't your average badges. That's Max TAC. NCPD's apex predators. MTAC rolls in when things fly out of hand. Gunks out there, though. Just a midday snack for them. Well, show's over. Poor bastards. But they had it coming. What's the deal with these border...
Tam Jackie w ogóle nie skręcał kierownicą, jakby siedział tak, a samochód sam jechał.
He took a risk. He assumed we didn't have a clan backing us, and he was right.
Pendejamente ridículo. So what now?
We've crossed the border. Now you pay me, and we go our separate ways.
Know you to sleep, begging the beef, taking the roof, pop them a deuce, rock on the loop, back on the track.
That's it. Scum! Hijo de puta!
Fucking drive, Jackie!
Come on! ¡Chingada madre!
Hands, keep her steady!
To jest jedyny minus, jakby zarzut, że tutaj no dosyć pusto na tych ulicach. Szczególnie jeśli chodzi o samochód. Wiadomo, jest noc, to może przechodniów nie powinno być dużo, ale...
Got you, asshole! B! Aim for the driver!
I też strasznie nie lubię, jak w grach jednak przeciwnicy mogą w siebie przyjąć nie wiadomo jak dużo pocisków. No niestety to jest RPG, czyli tutaj staty się będą liczyć. Także to jest po prostu jakby wytłumaczenie na to, ale still jakby nie lubię tego strasznie. Generalnie w grach. No cóż, trudno, dobra. Zobaczmy, czy tutaj na streamie... Okej, widzę, że ze streamu joysticków nic nie leci, także sobie włączymy to. Co ciekawe, streamy też na żywo nie leci, to sobie go przewinę. Także jeszcze mamy 2 minuty. No tak wam powiem, no jednak ta gra będzie miała trochę mankamentów. Jestem ciekaw, jak na PC-tach będzie, jeśli chodzi o jakby gęstość NPC-ów. Czy być może będzie dało się jakimś konfigiem to zwiększyć? Pewnie jakoś modami na pewno. Też jestem ciekaw, jak będzie wyglądać kwestia modów do Cyberpunka. Czy będzie może jakiś duży edytor jak za czasów Wiedźmina 2, czy będzie tak jak w Wiedźminie 3, czyli jakiś niewielki modkit, który i tak, biorąc pod uwagę to, co ludzie są w stanie zrobić z Radiszem i w ogóle, to tak jest sufficient, tylko no ludzie muszą się do tego mocno zabrać. I tak naprawdę dopiero teraz, 5 lat po premierze, Wiedźmin dostaje jakoś bardziej sensowne narzędzia morderskie, które pozwalają robić coś bardziej zaawansowanego niż tylko podmieniać rzeczy. Ale to wszystko jest stworzone przez społeczność, to nie jest takie proste, generalnie tworzenie w tym, z tego co widziałem. No nic, w każdym razie czekamy, jak mówiłem, jeszcze minutkę i 20 sekund. Generalnie, ja sobie tylko ustawię może na sztywno jakoś na streamie. Dalej będzie lecieć generalnie soundtrack nowy z Cyberpunka, także niech sobie gra w tle. Ja go za bardzo nie słucham, bo nie miałem kiedy, niestety. Także teraz chociaż trochę trochę teraz przynajmniej poleci tego właśnie epa krótkiego, 6-trackowego. Scepa. A nam zostało 50 sekund. Mogę w sumie zmienić już scenę na tą, żeby było ładnie odleczanko. I zobaczymy. Generalnie po Golden Joystickach już nie będzie żadnej imprezy, którą chciałbym streamować, przynajmniej o której mi wiadomo. Następne będzie już The Games Awards. Jeżeli nie widzieliście streama z głosowania, to on jest po poprzednim Night City Wire. Generalnie do obejrzenia. I zobaczymy, no ja tutaj strzelam, że podobnie jak we wszystkich innych nagrodach, większość nagród zgarnie The Last of Us Part 2, ale zobaczymy, pewnie będą jakieś zaskoczenia. I oczywiście na bieżąco, ja tam coś głosowałem w tych joystickach, na to co można było głosować, ale jak dokładnie to nie pamiętam, także teraz będę i tak głosować oczywiście na żywo, generalnie. Dobra, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 i 1 i lecimy w takim rozrachunku. O, okej. A, dobra, Boże, spojrzałem na odliczanie na podglądzie streama generalnie. Muszę wam powiedzieć, jest straszna pikseloza, nie wiem jak to u was będzie wyglądać. Mam odpalony stream w Full HD, ale jest taka pikseloza, że masakra. Komuś się ustawił za mały bitrate generalnie. Aktualny bitrate mamy na poziomie niby... Nie, to nie jest chyba bitrate filmu. Znaczy to chyba to jak mi leci stream, a w ilu stream jest enkodowany, to tu mi nie pokaże, szkoda. O, mam wrażenie, że coś Valhalla wygra.
Hello and welcome to our pre-show run-up for the 38th annual Golden Joystick Awards. I am your warm-up act for today's festivities. My name is Travis Willingham, and you might know me as the voice of Thor in Marvel's Avengers. Some would say I also have the body of Thor, too. No? Anyone? Oh, it's my house. No one's in here. Over the last few weeks, you have cast millions of votes in support.
Okej, dobra, liczyłem, że się od razu zacznie rozdawanie nagród, a to chyba będzie jakiś pre-show na początku. No właśnie, o kurde, to będzie już pół godziny pre-show, to się późno skończy. Trochę miałem inny pomysł na wieczór, ale no dobra.
And don't worry, we are confident that no bad losers will be taking legal action against our vote counting process. But before we start handing out tiny metal joysticks to the year's best games, I've got a few extra surprises to share with you.
No tak, był tam Far Cry 6, ale wątpię. Być może, nie wiem czy jest jakaś gra na... O, ale będą jakieś ekskluzywne trailery, to dobrze, to chociaż będzie co oglądać.
For special messages during the show from our friends at Blanco's Block Party. Simply head over to blancos.com/register and enter the code Golden Joysticks for a chance to win a Boss Dino Founders Pack worth over $200 in value and gain immediate access to the private beta. But before that, let's pop on our rose-tinted glasses and take a look back over the first half of the year with the first part of our review show, The Year in Games 2020.
How are we going to get 20 minutes of light entertainment out of this year?
We can't even film anything. We've had to do some of it with puppets.
There's only one puppet actually because of a labour dispute.
What sort of labour dispute?
Well, you need your other hand to hold the script.
Mam nadzieję, że nie będzie typowego backowego podejścia na tej konferencji. Ale taki recap sobie z chęcią zobaczę, bo 2020 był szalony.
And find all the games and gaming moments which gave us joy, solace and a tiny bit of hope in a year that even survivors of the Hindenburg disaster would describe as a bit much. A year which would have been completely irredeemable were it not for video games. Wonderful video games which have kept us sane, kept us entertained, kept us connected, allowed us to pretend we can still travel the Earth or even escape it to worlds beyond. In 2020, video games haven't just been a hobby, they've been a lifeline to countless millions of people. And as a result, the games industry is one of the few to have enjoyed record-breaking profits throughout, which it richly deserves, having almost single-handedly stopped the entire year from being 100% terrible. Thanks to games, it's only been 99% terrible. So thank goodness for that 1%.
Not the 1%. We shouldn't thank the 1%. We should seize their assets and use their wealth.
Come on, let's get on with it.
I'm not ready.
Będzie chyba trochę cringe'owo.
2020 sprang into life when 3 Walking Dead games got released in January, which in hindsight comes off as...
Żadne chyba nie były dobre, bo o nich nie słyszałem. Bo to w VR-ze chyba było słabe.
That came out in January. January feels like a lifetime ago. It's kind of...
A to prawda, no. Tak samo dziś marzę. Boże. Kiedy to było?
Magnificent Kentucky Route Zero came to an
Wtedy
end.
w Polsce jeszcze było normalnie, jeśli chodzi o pandemię.
Steam library and going, oh yeah, I should play that at some point. Right before launching Counter-Strike strike or whatever it is you do instead of playing one of the best pieces of interactive fiction in 20 years.
Yeah, look, you played Fable 2 just because it had a dog in it. But listen, this has got a dog in it, and it's good.
Also, there was some fuss in the media about a virus or something, but I don't think that ever came to anything.
It's a weirdly difficult year to pick a game of the year, so I'm going to give you a trio. Microsoft Flight Simulator, because it just blew my mind. Final Fantasy VII Remake, because it was better than I could have imagined. And Streets of Rage 4, because...
Ciekawy wybór.
Still awesome.
There's really two ways this
God, who let him in?
The first is I make a thinly veiled argument that because of the Xbox Series X and Microsoft's backwards compatibility initiative, that something like Quantum Break or Driver San Francisco should be in the running. Or I go for the less controversial option and just say Call of Duty Warzone.
O, zazdro, bo ma 2 Xboxy.
February saw the loss of a true game.
Słychać chyba kogoś nie wyciszyli na streamie, bo coś słychać jakiś dziwny głos.
At the age of 61. This gaming institution was originally created to allow the weak-willed and weak-fingered a chance at getting past the first 5 seconds of Konami's 80s releases, most of which were about walking left to right and battering people. The Konami code came to be seen as one of the pop cultural go-tos of 1980s gaming. The code has been found on everything from the Netflix app to Marks & Spencer's shopping page, as well as being used by Bank of Canada. Bland corporate appropriation aside, the Konami code is a key fixture of gaming culture and will remain so until the end of time, now scheduled to occur in the third quarter of 2021. In other news, we got to see stylish violence and politeness simulator.
Yakuza jest podobno zajebista, ta piątka.
Extremely satisfying outlet for people who love to shut other people's heads in car doors, but can't stand the idea of rudeness, which essentially makes it the most British game of the year despite being from 2012 and Japanese. Hunt Showdown hit PS4, representing a delightful blend of arachnophobia and body horror that frankly none of us...
Na początek roku nie był jakiś super, umówmy się, generalnie, chociaż Dreamsy były spoko, biorąc pod uwagę co tam można było robić.
Society collapses. Speaking of which, Zombie Army 4 Dead War also hit the streets, capping a stellar few years for Rebellion developments, who've become the world's preeminent purveyors of undead sniping since Prince Philip stopped briefing the press about his children. Later in 2020, they also launched Sniper Elite 4 on Switch, and they literally own 2000 AD, so it seems like every year is a stellar year in Rebellion Town.
Hey, Burns, remember that time you reckoned you were a big shot TV producer?
No.
And you got all dressed up in your Tosser sunglasses and your scarf and that?
That never happened.
And you pitched a Strontium Dog TV show to Rebellion CEO Jason Kingsley, and then he shot you with a crossbow.
He didn't shoot me with a crossbow.
No, I heard he shot you with a crossbow. Everyone in Hollywood calls you, Stephen who was shot with a crossbow.
Didn't happen.
Oh, you're going to say it's a longbow. I know what a longbow wound looks like, and yours look like a crossbow wound, so don't give me any of this crap.
Listen, I was menaced with a crossbow and not shot.
Your microphone's rubbish.
March saw the release of Animal Crossing New Horizons on Switch, and some other games that weren't Animal Crossing New Horizons on Switch. Those other games don't matter, however, as AC went on to devour the free time of everyone who encountered it.
Ja w ogóle zapomniałem, jak dawno ta gra wyszła. To jest powalone, że to było w marcu. I jakby to bardzo wielu osobom pomogło przetrwać pierwszy lockdown.
2020, it's become the game that has been my social space. It's been my connection between me and my friends. It's become my lifeline to a little slice of normalcy.
Half-Life Alyx brought a long-awaited update to the legendary series, and its VR exclusivity finally made mainstream gaming accessible to the super rich. Designed as a killer app for virtual reality, it required thousands of pounds worth of equipment and a decent-sized living room to get the best out of it. Barriers to entry that seemed prohibitive to much of Half-Life's audience.
Hear me out here for a second, because earlier this year I had to make this really difficult decision. On the one hand, do I buy a new PC? Do I buy a VR headset? Do I rent an apartment big enough to make use of said VR headset? And do I buy a copy of Half-Life Alyx to use all of this stuff?
No, mnie też oczywiście ominęło wszelkie granie na VR-ze, bo nie mam VR-a. Na razie mam lepsze wydatki, ale w ogóle dałem się wciągnąć w ramiona kapitalizmu i kupiłem na Black Friday nową klawiaturę. Za 150 zł taniej. Będzie może unboxing albo jakieś zdjęcie chociaż na Facebookach.
Played it on Oculus Quest with a PC and the link cable, which means I had to buy said link cable. So I ended up with this one that was too short, this one that was the wrong type.
Znaczy tutaj Tygrys, oglądaliśmy sobie gameplay, który dzisiaj Redzi udostępnili z PS5 i PlayStation 4 Pro. To jest początek Nomad Pathu generalnie, a teraz to jest recap tego roku, bo jest to pre-show i póki co nie było tych największych premier, bo to było początek roku. No jakby Half-Life Alyx to jest pierwsza taka duża gra, o której wspominają.
High-end VR headsets, which seems a bit redundant, like bundling every 10 grand Rolex with a lifetime membership of the Conservative Party. Rockstar Games co-founder Dan Houser left the company, making it even less likely that we'll see GTA 6 before World War III, and the ESA officially cancelled E3. That's the Entertainment Software Association, not the European Space Agency, which frankly has no business cancelling a trade show, even one that is full of absolute rockets. Elsewhere, Microsoft unveiled the Xbox Series X, which we were told was very...
Boże, to w marcu było co? Kurwa, to z jednej strony jest tak dawno, a tak niedawno, to jest pojebane.
Whether it should look like that.
Now, here's what I will say about all of the systems available.
Shut up, West.
To jest zajebiste, ten recap bardzo mi się podoba, bo...
As April unfolded like the dawning realization at the beginning of a zombie movie that things were not going to be okay, Resident Evil 3 launched with a live-action opening in which the people of Raccoon City grapple with the dawning realization that things were not going to be okay, which perhaps didn't so much capture the zeitgeist as tranquilize it before shooting it with a rocket launcher. Nemesis returned, the game wasn't very long, and generally it was accepted to be fine. Everything's fine. Final Fantasy VII Remake launched and it was also fine.
Podobno ten remake jest zajebisty, nie wiem, mi to w ogóle nie jara, także...
Update to the setting which provided plenty of surprises, even for those who played it back in the 90s. Not everyone liked these surprises, of course, but you can't please everyone. Or anyone.
When the team behind Final Fantasy VII Remake first started making the game, you've got to imagine they were pretty pleased with how relevant the story of the original still feels. I mean, it's 25 years later, and yet the narrative of trying to topple an evil empire that's helmed by an aging blonde businessman somehow still lands. And then there's the fact that the people of this world are tearing it apart and sending it hurtling towards ecological collapse. Who said video games have to be about escapism? What's magical about Final Fantasy VII Remake is that it captures the way the original game, its world and its characters made you feel back in 1997. Now when you put the two games side by side, they don't really have that much in common. And then there's the fact that this is a game that is brave enough to make changes to that original story, some of them fairly severe. Naturally, these changes aren't for everyone, but listen, here's the great thing. If you hate the way that these changes went and you hate what they might mean for future chapters of the remake, that's fine, because the original Final Fantasy VII is still there, it's still a masterpiece, and it's playable on practically every current platform. So just shut up and play that one.
April
no, szczególnie na monitorze w 4K wygląda to o tak o.
Such as Microsoft, EA, Sega, and many more teaming up with trade body Yuki to distribute 85,000 free games to NHS staff.
Maj, czyli moje urodzinki.
In May, the abhorrent killing of George Floyd in Minnesota sparked worldwide protests against police brutality and systemic racism.
Czy teraz powiedzą o strajkach kobiet w Polsce później? Oby, proszę.
Millions of dollars to Black Lives Matter charities, and itch.io raised over 8 million with its bundle for racial justice and equality. But this is the start of the journey, not the destination. And in the longer term, the industry must keep its promise on diversity and inclusivity and strive to be a voice of change.
O Boże, czy to wyszło w maju? O kurwa, jak to dawno było! A nie, w Junie, no. Ja myślę, ale Boże, jak to dawno było, ale to tak świetna gra, o! Wszedłem 2 razy. Od razu.
Apocalyptic world caused by mental mushrooms had somehow become less.
Boże, ja pamiętam jak grałem, bo później Devil robi... O Boże.
Sweep through the award shows this year like COVID-19 in a White House press briefing.
My game of the year is probably going to be The Last of Us 2, not because it was necessarily the absolute best game of the year, but because of the discussion and the talk around what it tried.
A to też jest to swoją drogą, ale po prostu ta gra była tak po prostu dobra, że że ja innego kandydata nie mam.
Covered The Last of Us, Animal Crossing, all the big hits like that. So I'm going to talk to you about some of the smaller titles that have really impacted me this year. Things like Love, a puzzle box filled with stories. That one actually got me a little bit emotional. Things like Gibbous on the Switch has been taking up a lot of my time recently, which is a point-and-click style adventure set in a Cthulhu universe with a talking cat.
Cthulhu? A to chyba takie Cthulhu w wersji trochę light i nie horrorowej.
Really small kind of game and it tells the story of this transgender.
Annapurna Interactive bardzo fajne gry robi, także to może być fajne.
The friends she relies upon on the way to like recovery. The story is more focused on not necessarily like tragedy as such, but more like how you overcome a tragedy and how you pick yourself back up after.
There is of course no right or wrong to what is the game of the year. It's whatever you think you've enjoyed the most. It could be something.
No i ja muszę powiedzieć, że to było The Last of Us Part 2 na ten moment. Chociaż Valhalla też jest bardzo dobra, ale to nie ten sam poziom i nie ten sam poziom zaangażowania. I no być może Cyberpunk będzie, mam nadzieję.
June also welcomed another installment in a much-loved video game series with the Command & Conquer
Ja
remaster.
bardziej lubię liniowe gry i po prostu ten otwartość świata Cyberpunka może dla mnie to zrobić mniej enjoyable niż The Last of Us Part 2 po prostu.
In the real world it felt like 5 seconds to midnight. A true labour of love, the remaster is well worth picking up if you, like me, still know the cheat code for the original by heart. Cover tops. Cover tops? Is that a typo?
No, it's cover tops.
Cover tops? You mean covert ops?
No.
It's obviously covert ops, it is patently covert ops.
Hold on, what does covert ops have to do with a game about
It's
infiltrating
not covert ops, it doesn't make any sense for it to say covert ops.
You know, I've had enough of this already.
It's more likely to be tank tops, because that's more militaristic, you know?
Finally, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer was re-released for Switch in June, reminding us of a simpler time when the release of a disappointing Star Wars film just annoyed a few critics and made $1 billion for LEGO.
O Boże, jaki pocisk! Jaki pocisk! Świetne!
Midi-chlorians, you're having a laugh. He's making it up as he goes along. Darth Vader built C-3PO.
Ta, Cyberpunk. W ciągu zapowiedzi Cyberpunka do momentu release'u Disney zdołał wskrzesić i jednocześnie zabić Gwiezdne Wojny. To jest koniec pierwszej części tego podsumowania. Fajne było, fajne. Dużo przypomniało rzeczy.
Yes. What a wild ride. And speaking of wild rides, it is time for our first exclusive trailer of the evening. Time to take to the high seas.
Jestem ciekaw. Podejrzewam, że tu nic dużego nie będzie, ale może jakieś perełki ciekawe będą. Zobaczymy. Ewentualnie jakiś trailer do czegoś, co już wyszło. I wtedy to, wiecie, nie będzie jakaś duża zapowiedź, ale jakieś nowe informacje na temat jakiejś giery. To jest coś do Sea of Thieves? Jakiś dodatek pewnie? Fajna giera, ale nie na tyle, żeby grać. Cytując pana Somerlika. To nie jest Sea of Thieves. Wait, to chyba nie jest Sea of Thieves, ale wygląda jak Sea of Thieves, tylko że z góry. What? Dosłownie, jakby ktoś mi pokazał screena z tej gry, to bym powiedział, że to jest Sea of Thieves, a to chyba nie jest Sea of Thieves. What? King of Seas. O kurwa, ja bym pozew robił generalnie na miejscu firmy, która robiła Sea of Thieves, bo to wygląda jota jak to. Chyba, że to ta sama firma, ale nie wiem.
Recount for best game expansion. Things were that close in the voting this year. It's real earpiece. In order to buy more time, let's continue our trip down memory lane, carefully stepping over all the bodies of our digital enemies. It's part 2 of the year.
Właśnie, ja jestem w ogóle zażenowany, że nie powiedzieli w tym poprzednim podsumowaniu o pierwszym przesunięciu Cyberpunka.
June saw the New York Times reporting on widespread sexism and harassment across the industry, and since then we have seen dozens of similar incidents reported.
Chociażby Ubisoft. O, proszę bardzo.
To start these conversations. Gaming's Me Too movement demands listening, believing, and immediate change. Women do sell games. They also make them, market them, purchase and play them. even if you don't show them in trailers, try to fob them off with gift cards.
O Boże, ale dostał Ubisoft teraz, ups.
Comes out about your sexist behaviour. Thankfully, the beginnings of a change have finally arrived and there are glimmers of hope. But we've got a long way to go before we can consider our industry.
Bardzo się cieszę, że w tym podsumowaniu nie tylko jakby pokazują gry, ale też jakby rzeczy wokół growe i nie tylko, które się wydarzyły w 2020 i miały jakiś tam wpływ na gry. To jest świetne. O, Ghost of Tsushima. Gra, której nie skończyłem pierwszego rozdziału i kiedyś muszę to zrobić.
And repetitive tasks as the hauntingly beautiful samurai simulator Ghost of Tsushima finally made its debut on PS4. The Switch received a port of long-standing PC benchmarking favourite Crysis, finally answering the age-old question, can it run Crysis, with, yeah, but why would you want it to? Why don't you just port 3D Marco 6 while you're at it? Faring better was Carrion, a game not about small luggage, but about being a big sentient blob of genetically modified violence.
To jest polska gra, by the way.
Scientists, which, in fairness to the blob, is at least paying them some attention. Speaking of gigantic room-devouring things, Sony finally showed off the PS5 hardware, sparking a wave of spoofs, memes, and general internet do-battery that probably wasn't in the marketing plan. Nevertheless, we actually
Tak, tej konsoli nie ma jak z mojej PlayStation.
When it's safely tucked under your TV and you never think about it again. Until you move house and have to get it cut out of your front room by the fire brigade.
So it's just really nice to see like people be really excited about both consoles having a really, really strong proposition. It feels like they've each found their kind of approach or niche in the last generation, and they're both really doubling down on that for this generation.
When you see how quick Spider-Man loads on PS5, or when you use Quick Resume on the Xbox, it wows you, and it's actually the first time in a long time I'm looking at new consoles and going, wow, these are actually doing something a little bit better.
Te Quick Resume jest bardzo fajne w przypadku, kiedy się wyłącza konsolę, bo wtedy jakby naprawdę się szybko włącza, bo w ogóle gra się nie wyłącza.
I love PlayStation 5's haptic feedback on the DualSense. Astro's Playroom made me so happy that I don't even really know what to do. I was just sitting alone on my sofa, just squeeing.
Actually be able to feel different textures in your game through the pad feels like a revolution and actually brings a connection between you and the games that I've never really experienced before.
And the way you can feel every bullet that comes out of like your gun in the controller, that's incredible. I'm really excited for what developers can do with that.
I love buying and playing video games. My bank account does not.
Fall Guys became one of the most popular video games in the world in August by harnessing and exemplifying
Ale mam wrażenie, że ta gra szybko umarła, bo się Among pojawił.
That watching people fall over is funny. Part Takeshi's Castle, part Bouncy Castle, Fall Guys has received almost universal acclaim for being a breath of fresh air. A popular multiplayer game that isn't predicated on violence. Except it is predicated on violence. Violence that's just funny and nothing to do with seizing natural resources or terminating regimes that undermine neoliberal hegemony. August was also dominated by the news that Apple, Google and Epic were gearing up for a financial Royal Rumble. Here's actual wrestler Simon Miller to explain what's going down via a tortured, overlong and stupidly complicated metaphor that's only here because we can't invite him over to hit us with a chair.
So right, it's like when Hulk Hogan showed up in WCW, right? He used to be in WWF and then Vince McMahon didn't want him anymore. And Vince McMahon was the owner of WWF and he decided that Hulk Hogan was too old. But Hulk Hogan was like, I'm not too old. I can still be a professional wrestler. But first, I'm going to try and be a success in Hollywood. And that didn't really work out. And then WCW, who wanted as much success as WWF, then well, we could go and get Hulk Hogan and we can make him like the jewel in our crown. And Hulk Hogan loved that because he wanted his ego to be rubbed and he got really excited. So Ric Flair...
But what's any of that got to do with Fortnite?
I thought we were here to talk about Ric Flair.
Not really.
The dispute resulted in some astonishingly childish behaviour, most of which we found funny, but it reminded us that in ideological battles between billion-dollar firms quibbling over small print, there are no winners. It's like Alien vs Predator. There's tons of money involved, and it's absolutely awful. Much-needed escapism was provided by the frankly incredible Microsoft Flight Simulator, which used Microsoft's not at all Orwellian-sounding cloud infrastructure to map out most of the world, or at least the bits people cared about, like their own houses.
I never thought 2020 would be the year that Flight Simulator came back. I mean, I'm a Flight Simulator 95 girl all the way through. Corona hasn't let me travel this year, but I think I've flown more air miles than I would have normally just from this very seat, so thank you, Flight Simulator, for scratching my travel itch, despite the fact
że bycie benchmarkiem fajnym na przyszłe lata.
September saw some good news at last, if only for a short moment.
No, niezłe newsy, wróciliśmy do szkoły. Najgorsze 2 miesiące tego roku. Poza pierwszymi 3.
90s, a nicer time, a better time, before coronavirus. Before you started going grey, before you became indentured to a bank for 30 years just to buy a 2-bedroom flat that's nowhere near as nice as your childhood home but somehow costs 20 times as much. The long-awaited sequel to Spelunky made its bow, delighting dentists everywhere with its signature mix of one-more-go appeal and teeth-gnashing difficulty. Like the original, it was incredibly popular with masochists, putting it right up there with self-flagellation, visiting a dominatrix, and owning a Twitter account. Speaking of heydays, Hades became a...
O, właśnie, to w ogóle ma taką szansę wygrać w ogóle grę roku, bo ludzie się tą grą tak jarają, nie wiem dlaczego.
Whether or not quinoa is problematic. Despite this, Hades has become a smash hit with critics, and who knows, might even win some awards tonight.
It's something that
No właśnie, myślę, że wygrać na pewno, bo... Nie, ale w ogóle, no nie spróbuję, po prostu za bardzo mi nie pasuje to, co to jest za gra.
And you've got all of these distant relatives, these gods who are helping you.
Nie podoba mi się stylistyka, nie podoba mi się gameplay. Nic mi się w tej grze nie podoba, może fabuła by mi się spodobała, ale cała ta warstwa wizualno-gameplayowa po prostu nie.
In other news, Microsoft left the job of announcing its smaller, cheaper Xbox, the Series S, to the good people of the internet. The month was dominated by pre-orders for the PS5 and Xbox family of consoles, and how those launches went really smoothly and nothing went wrong at all. Apart from all the crying children, PR apologies, petty sniping, and all the rest of the things we've come to love about gaming.
How am I supposed to run a...
A nie powiedzieli o tych kartach graficznych, bo dokładnie to samo było.
I was up all night trying and failing to get 9 PlayStations, and I had more tabs on the go than the Marlboro man.
In October, Star Wars Squadrons screamed interview with a decent story, tight dogfighting and seriously impressive
No ja powiedział, z tego co wiem, to te story takie
back in the day and served as a worthy reimagining of them.
Yeah, that's 2 Star Wars things that were good this year. That's like 2 more than last year.
It's Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because that's why you've cut to me to talk about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is absolutely my...
No Valhalla jest zajebista, ale to nie jest poziom... nie jest to poziom The Last of Us Part 2, ale jest zajebista. Chociaż mi się też podobało Odyssey także.
Points for that. But I just love it. It's got this great blend of old assassins and new assassins, so you can go out with your hidden blade, none of this broken spear nonsense, but you still have all your superpowers. I love the fact that you've got all these really interesting little mysteries to do, and you can still air assassinate people, which is wonderful, and build your settlement. Amber out of a drinking horn is kind of okay. Who knew? I love the fact that you can ride a wolf across Norway.
Moja Eivor wyglądała dokładnie tak samo.
Talk about some of the places that you go to in it, but it's like catnip for actual lore fans. While most people really hate all that modern day stuff, me and about...
No tak, Modern Day był świetny na początku do tego co wszedłem. Wow.
Hidden blades, air assassinations, beautiful world. 90 hours in, what could go wrong?
19? O, to ja mam więcej.
As America headed to the polls to decide between accelerated decline or decline, another pair of grand old rivals was gearing up for the showdown of the decade as Sony and Microsoft released the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series S and X to a ravenous public. Both machines arrived armed with a slew of new and exciting features, the Xbox pushing Game Pass, high frame rates and backwards compatibility, and the PS5 being so big it can double as a caravan if necessary. Sorry, catamaran. Yes, next gen is here, and it's bringing gamers around the world to a very solid state indeed. But as we steel ourselves to play GTA 5 for a third time, perhaps we can take a few moments to look fondly back at the generation that was.
O, będzie podsumowanie jeszcze generacji. Zajebiście. O, Witcher był, bardzo dobrze.
Defined last gen for me was PlayStation really sticking to its adage of for the players. Sony has created exclusive...
Tak, ale Sony jest zdecydowanie wygraną generacji, no bo wszystkie gry, wszystkie ekskluzywy PlayStation...
I'm not going to pretend otherwise. It's kind of exactly the same as the Doom they released a few years before that. If it ain't broke, you don't fix it.
Who cares which £500 box of conflict minerals you play your 7 out of 10 nonsense on when the only game in town is Resistance, comrades?
Binding of Isaac, that came out, what, 6 years ago, and I've still played hundreds of hours of that, so that's probably one of my last gen highlights.
Nationalise PlayStation!
For me, it's been amazing to see the smaller, more interesting games get spotlighted. I think Microsoft with Game Pass...
O, What Remains of Edith Finch. Nice, fajnie, że tutaj to pokazali. Też polska giera.
So, holding up these smaller games as like really attractive prospects.
Czy mi się coś pojebało? Nie wiem, ale fajna gra.
Smaller companies making slightly smaller games, you know, maybe only last sort of 10-12 hours, but they're still good, they're still valid.
Firewatch też był świetny.
Some really cool games that have sort of come into their own because of lockdown and because of the conditions. So there's stuff like Ring Fit Adventure, where lots of people suddenly discovered this excellent fitness game from last year that many had passed over on because they were stuck inside their houses.
I'm a red fox, that's the joke!
Shut up, West.
Ale o Wiedźminie nie wspomnieli.
You voted for the games you're about to complain about winning.
Ej, dobra, w końcu zaczynamy nagrody po pół godzinie, ale fajnego pre-show, bo było mało cringe'u i był fajny recap roku.
Simply amazing what the games industry has achieved. Especially given that all that was done while working at home in our underwear. Imagine what we could accomplish with actual clothes. Never fight the good fight. Anyway, one game that has made it through quarantine is our next exclusive trailer. So, enjoy.
Jest znowu coś bardziej indykowego. Albo inaczej, w stylizowanej grafice. No podobne do Noita, ale to Noita nie jest. Jakby to tak jakby powiedzieć, że każda gra w 3D jest podobna do jakiejś gry, każda gra w pixelach jest podobna do jakiejś gry, no podejrzewam, że nie. Bo jednak Noita polega na tym, że wszystko można zniszczyć, a tutaj to raczej to jest stricte platformówka, którą jeszcze wydaje... Nie, to się gra nazywa Devolver, czy Devolver wydaje?
Wait a moment. Yes, I'm being told over my imaginary earpiece that everything is locked in and the winner's decided. So, that's it from me. For now. Don't worry, I'll be back.
Tak, każda gra jest podobna do Wiedźmina i tyle. Albo do Cyberpunka.
Yes, the 38th annual Golden Joystick Awards, hosted by the lovely and talented Laura Bailey.
Właśnie, Laura Bailey to prowadzi. Super.
Open the show, please welcome Laura6683, who's performing a medley of tracks inspired by this year's nominees. Let's play a game. How many can you recognize?
Okej, ona pewnie gra jakieś motywy z gier, tego nie kojarzę póki co. Boże, to brzmi mi jak motyw z Detroit Become Human, ale to niemożliwe, bo to chyba są gry z tego roku. Ale kurwa kojarzę ten motyw. Fajnie, że w ogóle wynajęli studio, w którym nikogo nie ma i ustawili krzesełka, jakby to jest... ale fajnie, fajnie laska leci na tym keyboardzie. Kiedyś chciałem nauczyć, ale w sumie przyszło na gitarę i w sumie nie żałuję. Na keyboardzie praktycznie wszystko. Tak jestem trochę zdziwiony, bo ona ma strasznie randomowy nick. Lara6683. Random name, nickname generator czy coś. Albo samo podpowiedziało. No ale okej. Tak, XXX plus i Destroy XXX, tak jest, dokładnie tak jest lepiej.
What an opener! Hello and welcome to the 38th annual Golden Joystick Awards. And thank you again to Lara for that amazing performance. I am Laura Bailey and I'll be your guide for the show. You might know me as Abby from The Last of Us 2.
Właśnie, także ona nie będzie na pewno nominowana do żadnych nagród, bo prowadzi.
Video games do. They transform us into superheroes. They transport us to incredible worlds and allow us to see through others' eyes. They're an escape in unhappy times, and they make the good times even better. Unless the seesaw level comes up in Fall Guys. But tonight's awards celebrate video games and the people who make them. And more importantly, these are your decisions. The Golden Joysticks are the world's biggest public voted game awards. Millions of votes have helped decide our winners. Featuring 20 categories, we'll acknowledge the skills that bring games to life and hand over some tiny golden joysticks to the titles you voted as best of the year. Of course, every good award show needs a beginning, a middle, and an end. So let's start ours with best storytelling. Please welcome...
O, i od razu fajna nagroda.
Abu Bakar Salim to present the award.
O, mój brat ostatnio oglądał streama jego z z Brianem Descartem, tak, Conorem Descartem.
In the middle of a pandemic called Silver Rain Games. Now I am thrilled to be here to be presenting the award for best storytelling. You know, where would games be without storytellers? You know, stories have the power to draw us in and raise...
No tutaj dla mnie zdecydowanie zwycięzcą jest The Last of Us Part 2. Zobaczymy, czy wygra.
You know, for example, this year's nominees decided to take us to an apocalyptic viral outbreak, and another took us to hell. Anyway, now, let's take a look at...
Albo wygra Hades, albo The Last of Us Part 2. No nie ma innych raczej tutaj kandydatów, którzy by wygrali. Jeżeli to jest tylko i wyłącznie popular vote, no to wydaje mi się, że wygra The Last of Us Part 2, bo to jest po prostu mainstreamowa gra.
The Last of Us Part 2.
Jezu, jakie widzę sceny z tej gry, ale mi się one przypomnieli, tak mi się chce w nią grać. O.
Paradise Killer. Ghost of Tsushima.
Nie przyszedłem, także trochę ciężko mi powiedzieć. Początek był taki... O Jezu, jak dużo nominowanych w ogóle.
If Found. And the winner is The Last of Us Part 2.
Zdecydowanie, zdecydowanie. Coś czuję, że tutaj się Neil Druckmann pojawi mnóstwo razy.
Thank you. And with that, I'd like to thank my writing partner in this game, Hallie Gross. Gave up several years of her life to help tell this story, as well as the rest of our writing team, Josh Schur and Ryan James. And, you know, really storytelling, narrative, that's part of our DNA at Naughty Dog. So with that, I have to give a shout out to the entire studio as well as our partner studios for having worked so hard and come together to tell this quite challenging story. And, you know, we wanted to do something that's not your typical video game sequel as far as the narrative.
I właśnie dlatego mi się tak bardzo podobało. A trochę nie mam porównania do innych gier, bo innych gier po prostu nie znam fabuły całej. A po prostu The Last of Us mnie wzięło tak jak mało jak która gra. Inną taką grą było Detroit, Become Human i Wiedźmin 3.
Thank you to the Joystick Awards and thank you for every single fan that voted for us. We appreciate it.
No problem. Na pewno na was zagłosowałem, bo na inne gry bym nie zagłosował.
It's literally the most competitive category of the night. It's best multiplayer game.
Tu chyba głosowałem na Amonga i podejrzewam, że Among wygra.
Hey there, I'm Chad Grenier, game director on Apex Legends.
To wątpię, że Apex wygra.
Without gaming with my friends, so it's great to be here presenting the Golden Joystick for Best Multiplayer Game, an award that the Apex team and myself were fortunate enough to win last year. Winning this award is a stamp of recognition for all of the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears that goes into making a game. And since the game has to be released this year to win, I'm happy to be handing it over to another team that will surely treasure it. Let's take a look at the nominees lining up on
czyli nawet nie ma szansy na wygraną, okej.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. The Dark Pictures Anthology, Little Hope.
Jakby to nie były horrory, to bym grał, ale że to horror, tak się ciągle mam jakieś opory przed tym. Oglądałem parę streamów Tivura z tego Deep Rock, nawet spoko giera, jak się ma ekipę. Ale myślę, że tu Among powinien wygrać, jeżeli Among się tutaj zalicza, bo w sumie Among nie wyszedł w tym roku. Wyszedł w tym roku tak na poważnie, ale no nie wyszedł tak praktycznie w tym roku.
Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Także jeżeli tutaj nie będzie Amonga, to kurde nie wiem.
Call of Duty Warzone.
Ważone chyba też jest dobre, podobno, nie wiem, nie grałem.
And the winner is Fall Guys.
Fall Guys. No właśnie tak musiałbym się poważnie zastanowić. Nie wiem, na co zagłosowałem. Albo na Fall Guys, albo na Animal Crossing. Generalnie wybrałem. Ale wydaje mi się, że no generalnie dla mnie tą grą jest Among, tylko że się nie liczył, bo nie wyszedł w tym roku. Ale tak naprawdę no miał drugą młodość, pierwszą młodość w tym roku dopiero. Nice!
Cheers.
Now, if you're impressed by our virtual stage, just wait until you see the games in our next category. Here to announce Best Visual Design, please welcome Devil May Cry 5 producer Matt Walker and director Hideaki Itsuno.
Tutaj też mam wrażenie, że wygra The Last of Us Part 2, ale zobaczymy.
去年はカプコンと私たちチームが作りましたデビルメイクライ5がベストビジュアルデザイン賞を受賞させていただきました。
Ale jeżeli w tamtym roku wygrał Devil May Cry, to może wygrać coś innego. Może wygrać Ghost, bo tam jest fajna stylizowana grafika. Znaczy nie jakoś mocno stylizowana, ale jednak stylizowana, także... Podejrzewam, że tutaj zagłosowałem na Last of Us Part 2 i raczej swój głos podtrzymuję, ale... Jakby jeżeli Ghost wygra, to nie będę miał nic przeciwko, o tak powiem.
さて、どのタイトルが受賞することになったのでしょうか?
Well, they take us from 13th century Japan to the rivers of the afterlife, to your very own childhood home, but from 20,000 feet in the air. Let's take a look at the nominees for Best Visual Design.
I w sumie Microsoft Flight Simulator jakby wygrał, też bym się nie obraził. Z tego względu, że to naprawdę technologicznie to jest up here. Teraz was Part 2 technologicznie też jest up here, bo po prostu to działało na zwykłym PlayStation.
Ghost of Tsushima. Hades.
O nie, to w ogóle jak wygra Hades, bo to w ogóle nie mój styl, nie podoba mi się to, jeżeli wygra, to ja będę smutny.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
No mówię, albo MFS, albo Ghost, albo Tlowu. Ja na pewno zagłosowałem, chociaż mogłem zagłosować na MFS-a, kurde.
Final Fantasy VII.
Nie pamiętam. Ale jeżeli te trzy gry wygrają, to będzie spoko. Znaczy, która z tych trzech gier?
Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Half-Life Alyx.
The winner is...
The Last of Us Part
2. No, mówię. Do przewidzenia, bardzo przewidzenia. Jeżeli to jest głosowanie społeczności...
I'd like to thank all the gamers who voted for us. It's always an honor to be nominated alongside our fellow developers.
No bo to po pierwsze to wygląda przepięknie graficznie, ale no, technologicznie, jak mówię, że to działa na PS4, to...
really means a lot to our team. So thank you for picking us, and we really appreciate all your support. Thank you, Golden Joystick Award, for hosting this event and for just making it happen this year. And lastly and personally, I'd like to congratulate my Naughty Dog team for a job well done and for all the hard work and also for all the support from their families. So thank you, congratulations, and have a good evening.
Next up, we have a special video from our friends at the ESA Foundation, who provide scholarships and support to people of all ages, race, and gender who are breaking into the video games industry.
When I was being bullied, video games were my escape. Growing up, being transgender and having Tourette's has made inclusivity very important to me. I'm a video games designer. I want to make games that everyone can play. I decided to make a dance game because I wanted to share what I loved with the rest of the world. And I know dancing is really inaccessible to so many people, so I want to try to bring it to more people. I first started dancing when I was 5 years old. My mom bought me this little tutu and I called it my ballet suit, and I wore it all over the house and danced all over the place. My Tourette syndrome didn't kick in until I was about 12 years old. I had a lot of vocal tics where I would just say, how, repeatedly. I ended up being bullied a lot.
Generalnie znam jedną dziewczynę z zespołem Touretta. Bardzo spoko dziewczyna, naprawdę.
I first became aware that I was trans probably around 15 years old. I didn't come out until I was 18. It was something that I kept in the closet for a long time because I felt ashamed. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is my favorite game all time. I love the open world aspect of the game. A lot of people always refer to Link as Zelda when that's wrong. For me, that reminds me of when people would call me by my old name. Breath of the Wild came out in 2017. I came out October of 2017. Oh. Messed up. I'm studying video game design at NYU. I was awarded a scholarship from the ESA Foundation. My freshman year of college, I created a very personal piece. It's essentially how I came out as transgender to my friends and family. I want to give people actual trans representation in video games so people can feel what I felt when I could relate to Link, but I want that representation to be genuine. My new game is called Spotlight.
O, szanuję za Unity, bardzo dobrze. Dobry wybór edytora.
It's for people who may not get to perform ballet on a stage. One important feature of my game Spotlight is going to be how it's customizable for people with different disabilities.
To jest zajebiste. Jeżeli chcecie sobie znaleźć zajebisty kanał o niepełnosprawnościach i trochę się poedukować, to polecam Jessica Kergen-Fozart. Wszystkie filmy, jakie robi, są...
Eventually the targets will appear in rhythm to the music. For the initial prototype, it will be to the Sugar Plum Fairy in the Nutcracker. I would love to be part of a group of developers that starts a grassroots movement to create more accessibility features in games.
To też w ogóle The Last of Us zrobiło, jeśli chodzi o accessibility, i to trochę podniosło temat ten, bo wcześniej to jakoś tak było pomijane, szczególnie w AAA-ach. Teraz miejmy nadzieję, że to się zmieni.
Now, health and safety guidelines mean we have to disinfect our stage every few awards. So while I socially distance myself from that, let's check in with Travis for more prizes.
Thank you, Laura. Of course, I'd much rather be sharing a stage with you in person, but at least I get a shiny stage of my own. Well, I'm assuming it's shiny. With the power of video game graphics, it can literally put me anywhere. Oh, please don't let it be the seesaw level in Fall Guys. As Laura said, I am here to announce the winners of a few more awards. So let's start with the Best Game Expansion. The nominees are Total War, Warhammer 2, The Warden and the Punch.
O dobra, widzę, trochę szybciej będzie. Ja tu chyba zagłosowałem na No Man's Skies Origins, bo to, no jak tą grę dalej wspierają, to jest dla mnie świetne po prostu. The Journey to Batu było słabe. Do Control DLC możliwe, że było spoko. Nie wiem, ja ciągle Control mam tak bardzo na kupce wstydu. To jest tak bardzo gra dla mnie, a jej nie grałem. O, i bardzo dobrze, no. Zajebiście.
Thank you so much. You know, we're really...
No, niestety, nie wiem jak się go imię wymawia, Marej dostał mnóstwo linczu po premierze tej gry. No teraz się odbija przynajmniej.
No Man's Sky, our game has been, you know, a joy to work on. Really lucky. But it's not always easy. And, you know, No Man's Sky has not always been easy. It's been a roller coaster. And moments like these, they mean a lot to the team. You know, 4 years on from launch, winning Best Expansion. Yeah, it's a surprise, and it's great. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to the team. So, thank you.
On nawet jakąś baftę zgarnął, tam była statuetka.
Mobile years in gaming, but hey, here's Mobile Game of the Year. And the nominees are Round Guard, Next Stop Nowhere, Bird Alone, If Found, A Monster...
Nie mam bladego pojęcia, na co ja to mogłem zagłosować.
Lego Builder's Journey.
Te If Found może być fajne po tym, co widziałem dzisiaj, ale na co ja to zagłosowałem, nie mam bladego pojęcia. Możliwe, że na leguski.
Lego Builder's Journey.
Ja może na to zagłosowałem, nie wiem. Jeżeli będzie można powiedzieć, zobaczyć, to może sobie przypomnę, to zobaczę.
Of the Lightbrick team, both here on site in Copenhagen and online, working from home, we'd like to shout out a big thanks for this award. We are deeply grateful and hugely humbled by this. Thanks to everyone who voted for us, and thanks to Games Radar and Future for setting all of this up. It really means a lot to us. We can't wait to show you what we're up to next. So from all of us to all of you, big thanks. Bye-bye.
This next award is Music to My Ears. I mean, it's literally the award for Best Audio, so. And the nominees are Half-Life Alyx, Star Wars Jedi, Fallen Order.
Ja tutaj też zagłosowałem na Last of Us Part 2 ze względu na to, że tę grę można przejść z trybem nasłuchiwania, który nie pokazuje nic jakby w grze w UI, czyli po prostu gra się na słuch, tak.
And the winner is...
No już po muzyce.
Last of Us Part 2.
I ten motyw, o kurwa. Muzyka też jest do tej gry świetna, mam nadzieję, że też wygra nagrodę za soundtrack.
On behalf of Rob Krekel, our audio director.
To jest main theme, a też dobry jest Longing i muzyka z napisów końcowych na początku, która leciała.
First to Games Radar and to the Golden Joystick Awards. For 38 years now, you have been recognizing and honoring the hard work of game developers, and so it's an incredible honor to be nominated in this category. And secondly, and most importantly, to our fans. This has been an amazing year for video games in every genre and in the medium as a whole. And so to be put in a list of such fantastic nominees and then to be chosen for this award is really humbling and a great honor for us. And we really appreciate it. We can't do what we do without the support of the entire studio, from the executive team all the way down to QA. And so I want to thank them for their hard work and their diligence and their passion to bring this story to life. It allowed us to do our best work. And so once again, thank you and have a great evening.
Hey, Laura! Sounds like all that grunting paid off. Isn't that great? Yeah? Yeah. She's happy. Anyways, congrats to our winners, and I will be back with even more awards soon. But before we head back to the main stage, let's take a look at some of the most exciting games of 2021 and beyond. And who knows?
Oh, what's coming?
a Golden Joystick next year.
Na pewno będzie tutaj Cyberpunk, na pewno będzie kompitować o Golden Joystick. I jeżeli ten rok będzie monotematyczny pod względem The Last of Us Part 2, następny rok będzie monotematyczny pod względem Cyberpunka. Mógł być pod tym względem Attack Low, zgarnie wszystkie nagrody, bo Cyberpunk wychodzi później niż nie miał na początku. Ta gra miała zajebisty trailer. W ogóle było jakieś wydarzenie, na którym było wpis do gier z kotami, ale nie pamiętam co to było. Podejrzewam, że tu nie pokażą, bo tu pokazują na 2021, czyli Cyberpunka tutaj nie pokażą. Far Cry ma wyjść w 2021. Zobaczymy, czy to wyjdzie, bo to coś tam były jakieś obsuwy. Horizon Zero Dawn będzie 2, to na pewno będę musiał zagrać. Mam nadzieję, że już na PlayStation 5, czyli kiedyś ją dostanę i kupię i w ogóle. God of War 2, czy tam Ragnarok. Niby też 2021, to też moim zdaniem trochę nierealne, wątpię, żeby to na 2021 wyjdzie. Chociaż technologie mają, to może i wyjdzie. O, Game Deck to akurat też polska gra. Nawet w moich klimatach będę musiał zobaczyć. No, dwie perełki, czyli Golf i Horizon.
A musical performance by Harry Mack. And don't forget to head to blancos.com/register and enter the code Golden Joysticks for a chance to win a Boss Dino Founders Pack worth over $200 in value and gain immediate access to the private beta. But up next is the best indie game. Introducing this award.
O, Best Indie, DevLife, kupujcie DevLife, w opisie link jest!
Wilds, Alex Beecham and Logan Verhoef.
Hi, I'm Alex Beecham.
And I'm Logan Verhoef.
Last year, Mobius Digital had the honor of winning this award with Outer Wilds, and now we are thrilled to pass the joystick to one of this year's nominees.
All the games on this year's list do an amazing job, not just at design and storytelling, but at expanding and diversifying what games are about, who they're made by, and what games can be.
The Golden Joystick can only go to a single game. But it goes without saying that each of these games is equally deserving of recognition. Value judgments like these are always subjective, and time is probably an illusion.
So, without further ado, let's take a look at this year's nominees.
No dobra, to zobaczmy co tutaj w Indii. Pewnie nie będę znał żadnej z tych gier.
Spelunky 2.
Factorio.
Factorio miał full release, no i Factorio kojarzę. I możliwe, że nawet na Factorio głosowałem. O, wygra Hades na pewno, bo to, no jak tam Kamienny wcześniej pisał, świetna rzecz. I jak dużo osób pisało i biorąc pod uwagę, jak dużo ta gra została nominowana do różnych rzeczy, nawet do gier roku.
Kentucky Route Zero.
Paradise Killer.
Necrobarista. Freaks.
No podejrzewam, no Hades musi wygrać, nie ma innej opcji.
Hades.
Hey, on behalf of all of us at Supergiant Games, we wanted to say thank you so much for honoring Hades with this award. It really means a lot, as we've been working together as a small independent studio now for more than 10 years, starting with our first game Bastion, then on to Transistor, and then Pyre, and now most recently Hades, where we sought to combine the best aspects of our previous games in a whole new way. We like doing things a little bit differently every single time, and one of the big and somewhat scary new changes for us on Hades was to develop a game in early access. That meant we'd be collaborating with our community, getting feedback on everything from the balance to the technical performance to the story throughout the majority of development. We figured that with your help, we'd be able to make a bigger game than ever before, and with any luck, also maybe a better game than ever before. And it turned out we were right. You inspired us to really realize so much of the potential of this concept, and you kept us motivated and focused on the most important things about this game all the way through, including through what's been a rather interesting and a rather tough year. So we share this award with you, and we're really, really grateful for your support, and thanks to everyone for playing.
Our next prize is the Still Playing Award. So here's hoping you managed to tear yourself away long enough to vote. Here are the nominees.
Tu w teorii mogłoby się zaliczyć Among Us? Nie, tak, nie? Maybe.
Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
Pupk to dla mnie umarł w pizdu.
Pokémon Go.
Właśnie, co z Witcherem Go? Jakoś dawno nic nie słyszałem o Witcherze Go, czyli nie pamiętam jak się nazywało. Ale dobrze było w Witchera Go zagrać. W sumie GTA Online ma szansę wygrać spore.
Sea of Thieves. Final Fantasy XIV. Fortnite.
I Fortnite ma szansę wygrać.
Apex Legends.
Minecraft. Zawsze na propsie.
And the winner is Minecraft.
No i dobra, przyjmuję to. Bardzo dobry wybór.
Everyone at Mojang Studios when I say thank you to everyone who is still playing.
Panowie, Mojang? Ja zawsze byłem pewien, że to Mojang albo Mojang. Nie Mojang. Ale okej.
And we are grateful for the entire Minecraft community that has built Minecraft alongside us for the last 11 years. Huge thanks for this award, and I hope you're all staying safe.
A worthy winner. And now it's time for our first trailer of the award show. And things are getting creepy.
O, w końcu coś rated M for mature. Ciekawe co? Od Bloopers Team, Boże, czy to nie będzie ten? To takie, co dwie strony, Boże, jak się nazywało? Nie pamiętam.
I let him into my home. What? No. He wouldn't. He couldn't have. Shut up.
Czy to jakieś Cthulhu? Są macki, także to chyba Cthulhu.
I will kill him.
O właśnie, Medium, czyli dobrze myślałem, że to Medium. Nie pamiętam tytułu, ale o tym właśnie myślałem. I chyba też to przesunęli ze względu na Cyberpunka.
Calm our nerves after that. Our next winner is going to be difficult to fit in a single Zoom call window, though. It's Best Studio. To announce the winners, please welcome F1 franchise game director Lee.
Tu jestem bardzo ciekaw, co wygra.
I'm excited to present the award for Best Studio. Behind every great game is a great studio. And this award celebrates the people who make games happen.
Ale drewno. Nie mów tak drewnianie, kolego.
Who create the avatars which we control, to the programmers and designers who then create the holes our avatars fall into. Collectively, the nominees have found multiple new and exciting ways of killing my avatar. But for that, I salute them. And the nominees are Mediatonic. Media Molecule. Paradox Development Studio.
Dla Paradoxu bym dał, bo CK3 było zajebiste.
Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog, no to tylko i wyłącznie za The Last of Us Part 2, ale tam były jakieś rzeczy związane z crunchem, także to tak... maybe not.
Respawn.
O, Respawn, zdecydowanie. Jedi Fallen Order, też to co robią z Apexem. Podejrzewam, że na nich zagłosowałem, nawet jestem tego pewien. Że gdybym miał wybierać, to bym na nich zagłosował.
Supergiant Games. Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch też jest, no ale to też, no wiadomo, za Ghosta. Ale nie, Respawn, dla mnie Respawn.
And the winner is... Naughty Dog.
Ale wygrało Naughty Dog. No przez to jak po prostu Tlow 2, jakim jest blockbusterem, no musieli wygrać, bo to głosowanie, wiecie. Ale no nie przyznałbym za te rzeczy z crunchem.
All the fans that voted for us. It was already an honor just to be alongside fellow devs that we look up to and admire. So to win this thing is still surreal. Games are a collaborative medium. It takes an army to put a game like The Last of Us together with everyone in the studio and all of our sister studios. And it's been an absolute honor to watch each team and each member of those teams come together and continue to raise the bar of what we could do with games. And that's what drives us. That's what inspires us. We inspire each other to do the kind of work that we do. And I also want to thank our partners at Sony. And I specifically want to call out Sam Thompson, Scott Rohde, Connie Booth, Sean Layden, Jim Ryan. Your support over the years for our studio's ambition, for our creative choices.
No, Sony tutaj jest na pewno dużym powodem, dlaczego Naughty Dog jest takie sukcesywne, że tak powiem, bo kasy nie odcinają w ogóle.
Our company president, Evan Wells, and everyone at Naughty Dog. Thank you. It means a lot.
You know, I think I can see the heads of Xbox and PlayStation fighting over the complimentary snacks, so I'm gonna have to go and break that up. While I'm gone, let's check back in with Travis for more awards.
Yes, I return. I didn't realize they had snacks on the main stage. If any tech people want to render some food on mine, that would be great. Just not coconuts. It's all I've had to eat on my Animal Crossing island for 6 months, and the results are not pretty. Anyway, let's get on and announce the winners of a few more awards. So we will start with Esports Game of the Year. The nominees are Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
No, na Siege'a pewnie zagłosowałem.
Counter-Strike Global Offensive. League of Legends. NTT IndyCar Series iRacing. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Valorant. Fortnite. And the winner is Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
What? Że sportowa?
Next,
naprawdę?
Like and subscribe for Best New Streamer or Broadcaster. The nominees are Shiv FPS, Nega Oryx.
Tutaj głosowałem na pewno na jakiegoś randoma, bo nikogo nie kojarzę.
I am Brandon. Hello, it's Colo. Dovari. Big Cheese Kit. And the winner is I am Brandon.
Hi, everybody. My name is Brandon. I just want to say thank you so much to Games Radar and the Golden Joystick Awards for awarding me the Best New Streamer/Broadcaster award. I am very shocked. I did not think that I was going to win, and I was very shocked when I was nominated in the first place. So thank you to everybody who voted for me. And to the other nominees, they're all great people, so please make sure you check them out. They're all great friends of mine, so make sure you check them out. But I am very honored to receive this award. This is something I've never thought I would ever have in my life. But I do thank everybody who has been very supportive of me and understanding my message of trying to bring more representation of POC for LGBT folks in the gaming and / streaming industry space. There's a place for all of us to enjoy games, and I feel that everybody should have that opportunity to be able to find their dreams within this industry and make it happen. I really do appreciate this, and thank you so much. This is definitely a milestone in my life that I will never forget, and I don't want to be the first or last person to come through, as a POC person, as an LGBT person coming through here. There's more of us out there, and I hope we all get represented in the same way. But thank you so much, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Our next award is an E for everyone. It's Best Family Game. The nominees are Animal Crossing New Horizons.
No jeżeli tu nie wygra Animal Crossing, to będę zdziwiony. Chociaż no Fall Guys też ma szansę. I Minecraft.
Dungeons. Pokemon Sword and Shield. Paper Mario, The Origami King. Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics. And the winner is... Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout.
No dobra, niech będzie Fall Guys. Może być.
Hey, it's Joe again from Mediatonic. Turns out we won 2 awards. Yeah, that's really awesome to win Best Family Game. You know, when we set out to make Fall Guys, making something that was a multiplayer game for the whole family was really the thing that we wanted to achieve.
Pomyślcie sobie, teraz ktoś bija na streama w tym momencie, nie ogarnia, dlaczego gościu wygląda tak, jak wygląda.
Congrats to all the winners. Now, before we head back to the main stage, who's up for another exclusive trailer? This one features guns, drums, and guns.
Muza przynajmniej dobra. To nie powinno być Slay to the Beat, tylko Slay to the Blast. Come on. Nawet moje klimaty, jeśli chodzi o muzę, także spoko. Chociaż brakuje mi oczywiście jakiejś melodycznej, na jakimś może folkowym instrumencie. Metal Hellstringer, fajne. Aż se chyba obczaję.
Good time to be a fan of things neon and dystopian. Just ask our next host. It's time for Best Gaming Community. And to introduce the award from CD Projekt Red, creators of
O, no tak, właśnie, Holly dzisiaj będzie rozdawać też nagrodę.
Hi everybody, it's Holly here from CD Projekt Red. Now, in today's world, when we can't always be together, video game communities are more important than ever before. They give us a chance to escape and unwind, and to reconnect with friends, old and new. And one of the most rewarding parts about making games is watching those vibrant communities grow. And this award celebrates not only the studios and their games, but most importantly, the incredible people who form around them. So without further ado, here are the nominations. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Warframe. Minecraft.
Nie mam tego pojęcia, na co mogą zagłosować. Czekamy na wszystkie nominacje.
Final Fantasy XIV. Dreams. Sea of Thieves. Fortnite.
Nie wiem, na co ja tu mogą zagłosować, bo to chyba ostatnia nominacja. Naprawdę nie wiem. Co jest z tą kamerką? Ciągle mi się rozfokusowuje. O, możliwe, że na Fall Guys mogą zagłosować, ale nie wiem.
And the winner is Minecraft.
Okej. Znowu pasuje.
Hello, Golden Joystick Awards. On behalf of Mojang Studios and Minecraft, I would like to say a big thank you for the Best Game Community Award. The Minecraft community has always impressed and inspired us, and their creativity and excitement is what makes our work so rewarding. Again, thank you.
Now ever dreamt of being a superstar DJ? Then let's mix things up, quite literally, with a demo of Fuser, the virtual music festival that lets you mix like a superstar DJ.
What's my perfect music festival? Obviously it starts with the music, the sound, the mix, right? We've got over 100 songs ready to go, from rock to pop to rap to reggaeton, and all the loops, guitar riffs, bass, vocals and more. I need to create my mix. Let me show you. I'ma start with that synth, this bass, those vocals, play around with the BPM and drop that beat. Now I need to look.
This video will get demonetized or blocked.
I can build up my own DJ and work my way from the day shift to the headline set.
No generalnie DJ Simulator.
Different clothes and accessories to keep my look unique. You already know that my stage show's one of a kind. So, my mix is right, my fit is sick. What's next? Collabs with the world. My festival has a huge community from all around the globe that I can easily tap in for inspiration. We can even host epic sets together that anyone can tune into. And if they missed it, well, I could just record it and send it to my mates and my mates to be. You want a music game that lets you do it all? Welcome to Fuser.
DJ Simulator 2020. Albo 21.
Chosen award of the show, selected by the Golden Joystick Awards judging panel. This is an award close to my heart, but sadly, not close to my shelf. It's Best Performer. And as performers ourselves, I thought Travis and I would present this in person.
Hello! 2020 has been filled with incredible performances. And I am not just saying this, but Laura, your turn as Abby in The Last of Us Part 2 was unlike anything we have seen from you before. It was amazing.
Thank you, BB.
Yeah.
Your role in The Last of Us 2 was really good as well, as, Giant Rattler.
O, on robił krzyki. Okej.
Fan favorite.
Ja myślę, że tak.
But this award isn't for us! Nope. And we thought instead we'd surprise our winner with a phone call. So here we go. Oh, hi, Sandra!
O, okej. Spodziewałem się, że wygra Ashley Johnson za Ellie, ale nie.
We have a little bit of news to share with you.
Did you know, Sandra, that you have won Best Performer in this year's Golden Joystick Award? So wonderful!
Yeah.
Kidding! Thank you guys for time.
I would ask you how you feel about it, but I think you feel pretty good.
I feel pretty good. Just did my mascara, but whatever. Do it.
Do you wanna Yeah, we're being for real. Do you wanna say anything? Give a speech, thank anybody? Go for it.
To who? Am I being recorded?
Yeah, this is all happening for real.
O kurde, fajnie, że do niej zadzwonili na żywca.
I cannot believe this. Thank you guys so much. was, I think, nominated with like some really amazing people, and I was like, no, there's no way. And like for you guys to be sharing it with me is really, really, really special. And like I love my cast so dang much, and I love Sean so dang much, and Bo Crutcher, and like every single person who's involved here. Like, it's incredible. So like, this is not for me. This is for all of you guys.
Did you have any idea what the phone call was about? You just had no.
No, I thought this was gonna be another interview. I was ready.
Oh my god!
Like, this is a big one. So put your makeup on. I was like, okay.
Yeah, you won.
Oh my god, you guys, that's so cool. Thank you guys for getting Travis and Laura to tell me. Like, how sweet. Thank you guys. I love you guys so much.
We love you.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we should watch some of your performance right now.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just some weird kid from Jersey who didn't fit in. What if the Avengers were set up?
No, generalnie to nie grałem w Marvel's Avengers, także... I podobno gra nie jest za dobra. I tak trochę mam wrażenie, przeszła bez echa, mimo że to Marvel. Także no.
So you're both just gonna walk away? The Avengers were set up! Cap was murdered!
You think I don't know that?
I don't believe it.
Unless you have some kind of astounding proof. I suggest you both get off my land. What is that?
I kind of stole something off of AIM's server.
A wybór ostatniej sceny był ciekawy.
And a special mention to all of that game's superb cast, even you, Travis. Next up, we recognize one of the breakthrough stars of 2020. Please welcome to present the award from Mojang Studios, Lydia Winters.
Hi there. I'm excited to be presenting the Breakthrough Award on behalf of Mojang Studios and Minecraft. The Breakthrough Award is all about celebrating rising stars, with previous winners like Subnautica, Stardew Valley, and Untitled Goose Game. And now it's time to add another winner to the mix. The 2020 Breakthrough Golden Joystick
Idzie do Among Us? Oczywiście. Tu nie było innej opcji w ogóle.
Easy to play, yet difficult to walk away from, Among Us is an indie multiplayer game set in space. The twist is that each player is privately assigned a role as a crewmate or an imposter. You need to work together to solve tasks while uncovering and kicking out the imposters in your group. This game of trust and deception generated amazing word of mouth, and Among Us became as much a social platform for connecting with friends as a challenge of social deduction. Among Us was originally released in 2018, but broke out during this year's global lockdown after Twitch streamers realized the game's tantalizing potential for unscripted entertainment. Among Us has brought everyday gamers together.
Among Us jest świetny, po prostu jedyne co można w tej grze powiedzieć.
All to enjoy what has quickly become one of the most popular games on Steam, iOS, and Android in 2020.
Hey everyone! Thanks so much for voting for us for the Golden Joystick Breakthrough Award. We've been continually surprised.
Słucham kamienny, co się stało, kiedy Amonga gramy, nie wiem jak będzie ekipa, tak co najmniej z 8 osób.
Whether you played the game 2 minutes ago or when it first came out 2 years ago, we're excited to keep improving and giving back to all that have supported us. You're all crewmates in our hearts. And of course, a special shout out to our friends, families, and partners who have made this all possible. We're happy for this award to be a time where we can recognize all the people who believed in us. Cheers!
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you! Thank you!
For our next award, the judges searched far and wide for people who used gaming to make a difference in a challenging year. The Outstanding Contribution Award is a reflection of their...
Nie, bo tak grać kamienny na to, żeby po prostu siedzieć po streama, tak to nie.
Okay.
With the gaming industry pulling together like never before, this year's Outstanding Contribution Award doesn't focus on an individual achievement. Here's just a few amazing initiatives from members of the video game community that both you and I belong to.
Okej, nie wiem co to za kategoria dokładnie, bo nie pamiętam, na co ja mogłem tutaj zagłosować, zaraz zobaczymy.
Back in June, we ran the itch.io bundle for racial justice and equality, which was a direct response to the murder of George Floyd and other acts of violence committed against Black Americans by the police in 2020. And I thought, maybe we could raise a couple of $1,000s and that would help. But what happened was the biggest bundle of all time. Closed with over 1,700 games from 1,300 different creators, and it raised over $8 million.
O, to tego nawet nie wiedziałem, bo to na itchu było, wow.
Struggled this year in particular to raise money because obviously live events haven't really been happening, so a lot of stuff has to have been online. And we basically announced that whoever pledged to donate the largest amount of money to special effect would get their branded costume added to Fall Guys.
We are doing what we're doing because we can. Why wouldn't we?
O, Easy 11-bit Studio. Ktoś się wypowiedział.
Is that we are pretty crazy about our animals.
Lately, we have created with Dead Mage to Children of Morta game a DLC called Paws and Claws. This DLC gathers funds directly for Humane Society International that helps animals, both domestic and...
Nawet nie wiedziałem, że to 11-bici robili, wow.
We have managed to gather along with community members more than $60,000 for Humane Society International. And it's actually very rewarding to see how we act as a group of people that you can commonly name as gamers towards such good cause.
Of course, the industry has contributed more than just raising money. In 2020, we saw games work harder than ever before to become accessible and more inclusive. From The Last
I to jest świetne, ale to zapoczątkowało właśnie The Last of Us 2.
And motor accessibility issues, to Team 17 adding an assist mode to titles such as Overcooked All You Can Eat. Of course, social distancing made it more difficult for us to connect in person, adding to a difficult year for mental health. Here are just a few ways that video games embrace their role in building communities and connecting people.
Hello, I'm Gary Witter, creator and host of Animal Talking. I created Animal Talking really as a way during the early months of the pandemic to try and put a smile on my face and the people around me during a time in which many of us really needed something to smile about and to cheer us up.
What we realized was that gaming is powerful in terms of its role of creating play in our lives, and play is a part of a high quality life. And so within a matter of days, just a few days, the team at Electronic Arts pivoted quickly and developed the Stay Home Play Together campaign.
We've wound up booking some of the biggest celebrities in the world coming onto our show. People like Sting and Brie Larson and Selena Gomez. It's just been absolutely wonderful and ridiculous.
Nie słyszałem o tym w ogóle, by the way.
We were encouraging people to heed the shelter-in-place directives, but also to get something else that they were going to be missing, which is that social connection. And humanity responded. Players responded. Existing players got engaged and create social connection, and new people came in.
The success of a show like Animal Talking, more than anything, really demonstrates the incredible power of video games to bring people together and to lift our spirits and make us all happy and believe in the power of human connection, especially now at a time when we need to hear that message, I think, more than ever.
So we thank you and everyone who has worked so hard to make the world a better place in this difficult year. There are far too many initiatives and charities to recognise in one video, and we'll be doing our best to maintain an ongoing list of valuable causes on gamesradar.com. The road ahead might remain uncertain, but as our next contributor will tell you, it's okay to ask for help.
Hi, Joystick Awards. I'm Ian Wright. I'm here to speak to you today about loneliness. It's been a tough year for all of us, a year unlike any other. In England, between 3 and 9 million adults say they feel lonely often and always. And we know that loneliness during COVID-19 is impacting some people's well-being. In times like this, it's more important than ever to reach out to others to talk. Talk about how you're feeling and how they're doing. Let's make sure we all look out for one another. Take a few moments to watch this video and head to letstalkloneliness.co.uk and find out more. Take it easy.
A lot of people around the world struggle with mental issues. Having been through a few tough times myself, I think it's important to be there for others when they're struggling. It's good to get it off your chest. And to come through it is a great feeling, and it makes you feel stronger. My name is Michael Keane and I'm a centre-back at Everton Football Club. For people who are struggling, all I can say is speak to someone. You are going to come through it.
Thanks to everyone who's played their part in getting us through this year. Now, I think it's time we have another exclusive trailer, don't you? It's time to enter a...
Póki co z tych wszystkich najlepszych trailerów, no to najfajniejsze było Medium. A to takie fajnie wygląda, muszę powiedzieć.
In a system where you're in debt even before you're born, life and money are just synonyms.
Have you ever jacked in?
No i cyberpunkowe też.
Mental bollards will prevent you from leaving the city. Your access to the blockchain will stay disabled.
Tu zalatuje Detroit Become Human.
Your service weapon has been disassociated from your ID. You see now, there's something bigger going on here.
Force Lost, bo to jakby C jest jedno.
The title you voted for as PlayStation Game of the Year, and an unmissable music performance from Harry Mack. Right, it's time for a console war ceasefire as we celebrate your most voted for picks on individual platforms. Here to present PC Game of the Year from last year's winner, World of
O dobra, tutaj były, możliwe, że to były kategorie gier roku na PC. Tu bym dał dla CK3 chyba. Tak, bo to jakoś było podzielone, także tutaj generalnie CK3. CK3 z takich stricte PC-towych gier.
World of Warcraft Classic. It was a privilege to be nominated, and we were overjoyed when you chose us to win. As we look back on a first year full of new adventures, relived journeys, and the connections we made along the way, we want to say thank you to our players. You inspire us as we strive to make World of Warcraft an incredible place to visit. For a lot of 2020, most of our connection with the outside world has been through webcams. But in between those Zoom calls, we've been treated to some much needed entertainment from incredible games, including impressive new releases from some of our favorite franchises. The nominees for PC Game of the Year are...
Mówię z gier stricte PC-towych CK3, zdecydowanie CK3.
Valorant. Crusader Kings 3.
Dokładnie, pamiętam tą grę, bo po prostu tutaj zagłosowałem na CK3.
The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. Death Stranding.
Death Stranding to nie jest gra PC-towa, come on! Tak już to powinno być w kategorii PlayStation 4, tylko wyszło w tamtym roku. O, Hades pewnie wygra. Kurwa, to CK3 nie dostaje nagrody. Fuck.
Half-Life, Alex.
Chociaż Half-Life też może dostać. Nie wiem, ale dla mnie CK3.
Paradise Killer. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020.
I kurde, MFS też może dostać. Tyle dobrych gier. Ale jedno tylko może wygrać i dla mnie to CK3.
Death Stranding.
For real? Like for real? Nie, to jest ta gra, której bym w ogóle nie wybrał.
And I'm truly honored to on behalf of the entire Kojima Productions team. This has been quite a year for Death Stranding, and the reaction we received when we launched on PC was just incredible. And to win PC Game of the Year is both surreal and extremely humbling all at the same time.
Nie, to moim zdaniem w ogóle nietrafiony wybór.
This is such a huge honor.
Nie.
I'd also like to thank our friends at Sony Interactive Entertainment and 505 Games for their
Bardziej właśnie dziękuję dla Sony.
success. And I also want to thank
Nie wiem jak ta gra w ogóle się tutaj dostała, bo to jest multiplatform.
everything you do from sharing
Nie wiem jak z innymi grami, ale wydaje mi się, że inne gry nie są multiplatformowe.
But they also help us stay connected as well, which we greatly appreciate. So from all of us at Kojima Productions, thanks again for this award. We hope you all are safe and well, and please keep on keeping on.
Next up is Best Gaming Hardware. Thankfully, our next host is very easy to plug and play. From the publishers of Untitled Goose Game Panic, it's Cable Sasser.
Hi, I'm Cable Sasser from Panic. The Golden Joystick for Best Gaming Hardware, I think, truly celebrates the tech that makes gaming tick.
No, RTX-y generalnie, tylko nie ma. Konsol? Nie ma. Nowych kart AMD? Też nie ma.
Eye-watering visuals of the hottest graphics hardware to, brain-melting effects of the latest VR gear. This year's nominees make gaming more vivid and also make our desks more cluttered, but, in a good way, I think. As part of the team that makes the Playdate handheld gaming system, available 2021, we have a newfound appreciation of just how difficult it is to bring hardware to market. From writing the software, designing the hardware, working with the factory, manufacturing the tests, even packaging and distribution, it's a whole thing. And I think that this year's crop of nominees have all passed the test and made something quite remarkable. Now, one note, in case you were planning to get upset, you will not see the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X in the list of nominees. Extinguish your pitchforks. That is only because they were not available on the market when the voting began. So, maybe next year, I'm sure they'll do just fine. Here are our nominees.
Bardzo dobrze, że nie będzie konsol.
TCA Sidestick Airbus Edition. Razer Kishi Mobile Pad for xCloud. Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 2. NVIDIA GeForce.
Zdecydowanie. Czemu tutaj nie jesteś, karto?
PC Engine.
Kurwa.
Oculus Quest 2.
Tak, nie chcę nic mówić, ale w sumie konsole nie były dostępne w dniu premiery też. RTX też nie. Także... Czy to tu powinno być? I mean... No, RTX zdecydowanie.
The winner is... NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080.
Tak jest. Jestem ciekawy, kto będzie mówił z NVIDIA. Czy Jason Huang? Nie.
Safe and well. Thank you so much to everyone who voted for the GeForce RTX 3080 as the best gaming hardware for the Golden Joystick Awards 2020.
Czy przeprosisz za braki?
Response to this GPU from fans and critics is so positive, and we can't wait for more people to go hands-on with the 3080. I just want to take this opportunity to give a big shout out to all the people who...
A kiedy dostanę moją 3080 zamówioną, kurwa, 40 minut po premierze? 3 miesiące temu?
Been our biggest generational leap ever, and it just wouldn't have been possible without them, as well as the people who supported our RTX vision. 2020's been an amazing year for us with the new product, but also having titles like Minecraft and Fortnite and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War supporting this feature set, as well as CD Projekt Red coming out with Cyberpunk 2077. So again, just want to say a big thank you to everyone who supported us throughout this year and people voting for this GPU as the best gaming hardware of the year. Hope you all...
No jest to najlepszy niedostępny hardware of the year.
Thank you.
Next up, we're adding to our Hall of Fame. This award recognizes influential and long-running game series or developers, which perfectly summarizes this year's winner, Team 17. Let's take a look at their amazing back catalog, including the Worms series, which launches a new installment next week.
Chyba ich nie kojarzę. O, oni zrobili, Boże, tą gierkę, jak ona się nazywała? Takie postapo fajne. Z chwilę mignęło, ale za cholerę nie pamiętam, jak się nazywało. Shelter? Chyba?
For our next award, we head to the blue corner with PlayStation Game of the Year.
Okej, PlayStation Gear of the Year. To pewnie jeszcze na pewno będzie gra Xboxowa i w końcu chyba będzie nagroda za Game of the Year, Game of the Year.
Finally out in the wild. It's an exciting time for all of us to look to the future. But before we do that, I just want to look back and show how amazed I've been at everything the creators have achieved on the PS4 and PSVR this year. From Samurai Adventures, to an infinite game builder, to putting us in the VR shoes of Mr. Tony Stark himself. It's been a year of unmissable...
No tu wygra oczywiście The Last of Us Part 2 jakby. No surprises there.
Has to be special. Here are the nominations for PlayStation Game of the Year.
Wielkim przegranym na pewno będzie Ghost, bo żadnej nagrody nie wygra na większości nagród. No nie ma wafla, że tu wygra coś innego niż The Last of Us Part 2.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ale wszystkie gry w tym secie są po prostu zajebiste. Każda mogłaby być grą roku, gdyby nie miała konkurencji.
Neo 2.
Nie jest w sumie multiplatformowe chyba.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
To też jest multiplatformowe.
Marvel's Iron Man VR.
To nie wiem, czy jest multiplatformowe, możliwe, że nie.
Spelunky 2.
To też nie wiem, czy jest multiplatformowe. No dobra, może nie wszystkie gry są tutaj kandydatem na gry roku takim dla mnie pewnym, ale te dwie pierwsze tak. Też multiplatformowy.
And the winner is The Last of Us Part 2.
No surprises, as I said.
Wow. Hey, thanks everybody here from Naughty Dog for the Golden Joysticks voting us the PlayStation Game of the Year. It's been a busy year. It's been a crazy year, and this means a lot to us. From everyone at Naughty Dog, we thank you. To everyone at Naughty Dog, we thank you guys, the team, at everyone at home right now, and just the love and effort that was put into this game. It's unlike anything that I've ever seen in my career, and just much love to the team back at home.
Yeah, I wanted to echo that. Thank you to everyone at Naughty Dog. Thanks to all our partners at Sony for all of the support, helping us make this game and get it out there to people in this just like unbelievable year and these like crazy circumstances. Wanted to give a shout out as well to the other nominees. It's an honor to be in such great company here, and honestly, shipping a game in these circumstances deserves an award of its own. So thank you guys so much. And thanks especially to all the fans that voted, all the fans that have supported the game, all the fans that have like written us letters or done cosplay or sending us nice tweets and stuff. We really appreciate all that stuff. And yeah, thank you all so much. Thank you.
Congratulations, Naughty Dog. Oh, that makes me so happy. I'm so thrilled to be a part of that project. Next up, it's Team Green's moment in the spotlight. To present Xbox Game of the Year, please welcome from the Coalition, Gears of War Campaign Design Director, Matt Searcy.
Hey, Matt here from the Coalition. It's an honor to be here presenting the Xbox Game of the Year. I think there's an achievement for that. Either way, one look at tonight's shortlist tells you what a great time it is to be an Xbox fan. Where else would you see the 2D majesty of Ori and the Will of the Wisps rubbing shoulders with the brutal moral dilemmas of the RPG epic Wasteland 3? And the best news of all, more than half of these games are available on Xbox Game Pass right now. So you've really got no excuse to not go and try them. Tonight's nominees are
Tu już nie będzie takich fajnych i ekscytujących tytułów jak na PlayStation.
Pro Skater 1 and 2. Deep Rock Galactic,
Ja tu na pewno zagłosowałem na Tell Me Why, bo pamiętam, że gdzieś głosowałem na Tell Me Why i nadal w tą grę nie zagrałem i muszę to zrobić.
Bleeding Edge, Minecraft Dungeon, Yakuza 0, Wasteland 3, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, and the winner is Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
No, Ori może zawsze dla mnie wygrywać, bo bardzo ładnie wygląda, ale dla mnie Tell Me Why.
I'm actually calling Thomas in. He doesn't know yet.
No what?
Hey Thomas. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Just smoking a pipe?
Smoking my pipe and level designing. What's up?
Well, I'm actually live right now and I got the news that we won the best Xbox Game of the Year at the Golden Joystick Awards.
Well, that's really cool. That's good news.
Yeah, let's what do you have to say?
Just awesome. I can't believe it. It's really, really cool. The hard work paid off, I guess.
Yeah, I think we should thank our team for super hard 4 years of incredible work. We should thank Microsoft for letting us making the game we wanted to make, and everybody that voted for Ori at these awards. Thank you guys so
and
much.
our families and all our friends and so on, right? Because finishing the game was not easy. So they didn't see that much of us towards the end. But yeah, I mean, I think we have great talent in the team and they have some great support as well.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you
Great
so
news.
much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Our final platform prize is Nintendo Game of the Year. Who's that emerging from a warp pipe?
No to tutaj może w końcu dostanie coś Animal Crossing.
Thank you so much for inviting me to present this very special award here at the Golden Joysticks Awards. I am just about old enough to remember from my rookie days as a games journalist in the late 80s and early 90s, attending some of the very, very first Golden Joysticks Awards ceremonies in London. So it's a very special privilege and honor for me to be invited back all those years later to present this very special award. And it's a very special award for me, in particular, Nintendo Game of the Year, because I am such a big Nintendo fan ever since I imported a Japanese Super Famicom into the UK so I could play Pilot Wings and Super Mario World before it was officially released in the UK. I've just been the biggest Nintendo fan, and that love for Nintendo, for those of you who have been particularly bored over the last year, will know that it even led me to create my very own talk show inside a Nintendo game, Animal Crossing, Animal Talking. What a lot of fun that was. So without further ado, please allow me to read you the nominees for Nintendo Game of the Year. Paper Mario, The Origami King. Pokemon Sword and Shield. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Super Mario Bros. 35.
Animal Crossing tutaj, jedyna gra, którą jakkolwiek kojarzę.
Worldwide Classics. Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training for Nintendo Switch. Ninjala. And Super Mario.
To nie było Animal Crossing, czy mi się wydaje? What the fuck? To ja już nie wiem, na co ja tu... A nie, było Animal Crossing na samym początku. Czy ja jestem jakiś upośledzony? Nie wiem.
Animal Crossing New Horizons!
Well, of course, co innego.
Hello everyone watching from home. I'm Niklas Wegnes from Nintendo UK and I'm very happy and proud to accept this award on behalf of the development team back in Japan at Nintendo. As you know, lots of people are enjoying relaxing life, taking care of the island in Animal Crossing New Horizons. This is something that makes us very happy, and especially as well that we know the product is helping a lot of people to stay connected with their loved ones online or to enjoy basically living in that island in the household. We really would like to thank the Golden Joysticks, and really we would like to wish everyone to keep safe in these difficult times. This award again for us goes obviously to our very talented developers back in Japan. Thank you so much.
Okay, before we resume the console wars, let's have another trailer. And it's a true Clash of the Titans.
Okay, jestem ciekaw, czy jakiś kolejny fajny trailer będzie, mam nadzieję. Co to za jakaś podróbka tego Ironmana? Halo. Copyright. Jakaś pewnie bijatyka multiplayer. Meh. A co ciekawe, na PS 5 nawet wychodzi, wow.
You can wishlist Override 2 on Steam right now. Speaking of which, it's time to remember that good things come to those...
Most Wanted Game, no zdecydowanie Cyberpunk na razie, a później pewnie God of War.
Halo Infinite.
O, zdecydowanie nie.
Elden Ring.
Też raczej nie.
Horizon Forbidden West.
Zdecydowanie tak.
God of War.
Zdecydowanie tak. Oj, byczku, +1.
Ratchet & Clank, A Rift Apart.
Raczej nie.
Kerbal Space Program
2. O kurwa, w chuj tak.
Resident Evil 8 Village.
Ale jednak Goff jest minimalnie wyżej, ale Kerbale... Oj, będę brał.
Starfield.
To mech, te wszystko reszta mech.
Deathloop.
Też raczej nie dla mnie.
Hitman 3.
Maybe.
The Medium.
Maybe. Horrorowate to tak średnio.
And the winner is... the next God of War game.
Bardzo dobrze, God of War.
Santa Monica weren't able to record an acceptance video today, but we'd like to extend their thanks to everyone who voted. And speaking
O, to ciekawe, nikt z Santa Monica naprawdę nie mógł nagrać? Wow.
exclusive trailer.
Alana nawet mogła, miała streama gdzieś z godzinę temu, Play Watch Listen na żywo. Ale tak, no zdecydowanie sam The Gear God of War, zdecydowanie.
Ivania was my country. It was great because I made it so. Yet they took my country from me. To make things even, I must take the world from them.
Jakiś symulator małego tego dyktatora, czy co?
Dare they challenge me on my day of victory? I need Kruger! Kill them! At last, with this, I will do more than avenge Italia. Soon, the whole world will be Italia.
No tak, symulator małego dyktatora. Nice.
Speaking of evil geniuses, next up is Critics' Choice, which is chosen by our panel of journalists from GamesRadar.com, PCGamer.com, and other future gaming brands.
Okej, zobaczymy co krytycy wybiorą.
The numbers you get cross about on Metacritic. Here's their pick for Best of 2020.
Czyli taka, no, taka gra roku według tej jakby grupy, która to robi. I to widzę Hades chyba. Także wydaje mi się, że wygra The Last of Us Part 2 Popular Voting na Game of the Year. Hades nie ma po prostu takiej siły przebicia jak Sony z The Last of Us Part 2. Powinien powiedzieć Naughty Dog z The Last of Us Part 2.
Wow. Out of all of the incredible games released this year, so many of which helped us through the weeks and months during what's been a, let's say, interesting time. You picked Hades as Critics' Choice in the Golden Joystick Awards. That's amazing. Thank you so much to the judges. We loved working on this game. It was a game designed around the people that we have on our team, a game that we felt we could do in a particular way, kind of in our own style. We've always looked for that quality in the games we've made. And once we felt like we were on a solid enough foundation with what we were doing, we started jamming Hades full of small little details, even knowing that players may not encounter many of them. Because we figure it's those small details that we often think back on when it comes to thinking about our favorite games. So have enough of them in there and maybe you'll run into one or two as you play. And apparently that worked out. We're about 20 people at Supergiant, but really a lot more people than that contributed to making this game a reality. There's our amazing voice cast that brought our characters to life. There's our tireless QA team that had to discover every nook and cranny in our biggest game ever. There's our partners and friends in the development community who answered our non-stop questions about how to run an early access game, since we've never done that before. And of course, there's our amazing player community, including our community translators and beta testers who kept us focused, kept us working on the stuff that mattered, and gave us invaluable feedback every step of the way. And special shout out to our families. This game is about family, and without our families, this game couldn't have happened. They supported us all the way through. So to our collaborators, to my colleagues, to our community, congratulations and thank you so much for helping make this game real and what it is today.
Before we reveal the
Nice.
ultimate
Jeszcze jeden widzę trailerek jeden.
final trailer of the night. If you like things spooky and next gen, this is for you.
Znowu jakiś horror. Przynajmniej PG-18.
The lake is where the lady lives. A dangerous place. I don't understand why Nanny would let me go swimming there. Strangely, all the fish died this summer. It smells horrible there now, like death.
Vorrei sapere la verità, vorrei sapere cosa accadrà. E tanto piove,
That's creepy AF generalnie.
mi basterà. Ho mio bel fiore.
My room was so cozy and comfortable back then. Piece by piece, I need to get it out. I need to make that pain go away.
Marta się umarła. No, spóki wychuj. Ale nawet fajnie wygląda.
We're delighted to announce that Martha is Dead is coming to PS5, and you can wishlist it on Steam right now. Well, in 5 minutes, because right now we've reached the final award of the night. Don't worry, this isn't when I reveal a second playable host and you have to do the whole show again. Although I will ask Travis to join me again for Ultimate Game of the Year.
Hello, I have made it back to the main stage. Throughout tonight's awards, we have celebrated the individual disciplines of game creation, but this is where all those skills meet for a moment of video game perfection.
This was our biggest Ultimate Game of the Year list ever, spanning 20 games. And you cast millions of votes to pick the one title that came to define 2020, in recognition of a year where games have meant more than ever before. Let's count down the top 5 games to reveal our ultimate winner.
No to lecimy. The Last of Us Part 2, jakby zero zaskoczeń, ale...
Ghost of Tsushima.
Duży przegrany, bardzo duży przegrany.
At number 4, it's...
Doom Eternal.
No, Doomik spoko.
At number 3, we have...
Final Fantasy VII Remake. And at number 2, it's...
Genshin Impact.
Genshin Impact. Na drugi... To jest drugie miejsce, czy to jest... Jakby na razie listują nominacje?
But the winner of Ultimate Game
Tak,
of
na drugim miejscu Genshin Impact. No, na pierwszym wiadomo.
The Last of Us Part 2.
Jakby co nie mówić o tej grze, jakby to pokazuje po prostu jak bardzo zawsze ten negatywny wydźwięk jest bardziej silny, bo po prostu jest mnóstwo ludzi, którzy tą grę uwielbia i po prostu zagłosowali na no, a to jest popular voting, także...
I guess for one, it's just amazing to be in company of such amazing games. It's been an incredible year for games, and we are fans of every single other game on this list. To the team, to my team, to our team that pour their heart and soul into this game, I know you guys don't do it for the sales or for these awards, but I hope this is some form of validation of the thing that we made. I could not be prouder of this game and the team that put it together and how they lifted each other up when we needed to, throughout making it, throughout launching it, and then post-launching it. You guys are my family. Before I forget also, speaking of family, our cast, and I especially want to give a shout out to Ashley Johnson and Laura Bailey, who just killed it in more ways than one, is Ellie and Abby. The game would not be what it is without your guys' contributions, your amazing performances. And then I guess finally, since I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing from me, let's wrap it up. Thank you to every single fan that voted for us. This
no problemo.
You have no idea what it means to me and the rest of the team, and we will keep working hard to make you proud. Thank you.
And as we crown your ultimate game of the year, we wave goodbye to the 38th annual Golden Joystick Awards. Whether you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, or GamesRadar.com, thank you for joining us on the virtual stage and making your voice known by voting.
You can head to GamesRadar.com for a recap of this year's show and more details on our amazing trailers. Congratulations again to all the winners. Thanks to all the nominees for another great year of gaming.
Before we say goodbye for good, we've got one last treat in store. To help play out the 38th annual Golden Joysticks and recap everything that happened, it's the sensational Harry Mack. Enjoy the performance, and we'll see you again next year. Good night.
Okej, jeszcze na koniec będzie jakiś mały performance, czyli pewnie coś będą jakąś muzykę grać.
Check, check, 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, people out there? My name is Harry Mack. It's an honor and blessing for me to be rocking for y'all right now at the Golden Joystick Awards. How's everybody feeling? What an incredible event.
Będzie jakaś kamerka na niego?
My name is Harry Mack, and we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Harry Mack. I am a freestyle rapper, which means I'm known for improvising lyrics off the top of my head without a plan. And we're going to demonstrate that for you here right now today. I am joined currently by my first guest, Ben X. Ben, thank you so much for being here with me, man.
Hello, my pleasure.
How you feeling today?
Very good, thank you. Very good. Pleasure to be nominated.
Yes, yes.
Sucks to lose, but you know.
Widzę, że gościu dostał niezłe zadanie, bo musi też ogarniać im streama i na początku zwalił. Nie wiem, czy będziemy to oglądać. Zobaczymy sobie może na początku, bo ja rapu nie lubię, także... I poza tym jest późno, ale zobaczymy, co tutaj zrobią.
Co-collaborating on some freestyle rap. So, I'm really excited to get into this. Are you familiar at all with freestyle rapping?
I have seen 8 Mile.
There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Well, then, you know, that's where a lot of us got our first introduction into freestyling. So here's what we're going to do, man. I want to make some magic with you. I can't do it by myself. I would love if you would be so kind as to hit me with 3 random words, or, you know, they can be short phrases if you want. Just 3 bits of inspo for me to create a freestyle rap.
Okay. Would you like them right now?
Yes, hit me whenever you're ready.
Okay. First one, to promote my game, Lair of the Clockwork God, I'm going to say clockwork.
Clockwork. Perfect.
Second one is regret.
Regret.
And third one is adventure.
Adventure. These are awesome. All right, so clockwork, regret, and adventure, correct?
Oh, yes. Yes, please.
Okay. Jestem ciekaw, co z tego złoży.
And we'll get into it. You ready?
Oh, yes.
Here we go. Come on. Hey, hey. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check it out. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check it out. 1, 2, 1, 2. Golden Joystick. Come on. It's your boy, Harry Mack. come on. Here we go, yeah. Here we go. All the way freestyle off top. Check it out. Yeah, and when it comes to lyrics, I'm about to rock first. I practice on the daily, you could call it clockwork. Hey yo, y'all know I'm about to cause a flow that is colossus. Know the time like my watch is on my wrist right now, and it's ticking with the seconds. I'ma do this is clockwork, I reckon. It's every Mac, y'all know I pull my lyrics off the shelf. I turn into beast rapper when the clock strikes 12. I be ready for whatever. My flows, they are infinite, man. I be running laps round tracks like the minute hand. I'm doing what I'm feeling, you know we could be friends. Tapping in from the AM onto the PM. Yeah, y'all know my lyrics leaving them floored. I had to get busy at the Golden Joystick Awards. Hey yo, we about to make it happen cause I'm pressing the threat. They stepping incorrect to Mac and now they having regrets. Come on, I'm in the session and the kid is snapping. These rappers step to Mac and then they wish they hadn't.
Kurwa, gość jest zajebisty. Ja pierdolę, tak nawijać żywca. Wow.
Man, I would have done it different, cause right now I be losing. But when it comes to bars, yo, I'm constantly improving. And by the way, we about to rewind the clock back to the beginning, cause currently me and Ben are winning. Yeah, hey yo, I'm about to leave like everybody blessed. Shouts out to my very first special guest. We connected right now, and you know I bit lyrics in the dirty state. The Golden Joystick Awards, it's the 38th edition. I'm making people listen when it comes to kicking rhymes. Every Mac is on a mission. I'll still be freestyling when I'm old with the dentures. Every time I kick a rhyme, take you on an adventure. Yeah, and y'all know that we about to make it happen. Hey yo, he's like my hype man rapping. Tapping in with me when I'm on it, they return me right to the core while we all up on the journey. Yeah, hey yo, this game right here was meant for us. Lyrically, yo, my bars are adventurous. Yeah, hey yo, I'm about to kick a crazy free. Come along on this adventure, go from A to B. Many wild events, they might occur in between. Hey yo, I'm moving so fast, I might look blurry, my G. I'm on another plane forever. When I spit, they start to get floored. Shout to my homie Ben X up on Discord. Tapping in with Mac and once again to make it go. I be getting busy with the freestyle flow. I'm about to come back at y'all once again. But in the meantime, make some noise for Ben. Let's go.
Wow, dobra, gościu jest zajebisty, ale podziękujemy mu, bo no nie chcę mi się tego słuchać za bardzo, bo to już mało ma wspólnego z nagrodami. Wszystko to przewidzenie wygrało dużo do Last of Us 2, co mi się bardzo podoba, także jest fajnie generalnie. Tak więc już będziemy kończyć, bo ja w ogóle nie sądziłem, że to będą takie długie nagrody. Były fajne, bo się w ogóle nie nudziłem, ale były długie, także ja spadam, miałem dzisiaj porobić trochę Dev Life, no nie pykło. W każdym razie, najbliższy stream to są chyba The Games Awards, wydaje mi się. Tak, 1 grudnia, mam godzinę 1 w nocy zapisaną, nie jestem pewien, czy jest to dobra godzina. Wydaje mi się, że tak, ale to jeszcze będę informować, będzie oczywiście playlista na, znaczy film, zapowiedź na playliście Archiwum Live. No i cóż, dziękuję wam wszystkim za obecność i do zobaczenia na kolejnych streamach, pa pa!